Reese goes. She finished 5th overall in fan voting, 10th among all voting once you factored in, but only 12th among the media and the players. So the players actually rated Caitlin Clark higher than Angel Reese, which I think is interesting, although certainly it's deserved. But I will say, Angel Reese, Ronnie and I have debated it on the program. Ronnie has been pretty clear that he thinks that she sucks at basketball. I have defended her as having dimensions of her game that are high level. I got to a point here a couple of weeks ago where I was starting to wonder if she actually sucked or not, but she has put together an impressive streak here. Over her last 4 games,
the jealousy is real. The jealousy is real. And I'm not just talking about the overwhelming jealousy that dump divers in the WNBA feel towards the Roo from Waterloo. I'm starting to wonder, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I'm starting to wonder if there's a little bit of jealousy, maybe a little bit of resentment that is building towards Angel Reese.
Angel Reese did something on a Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles that even Lisa Leslie and Candace Parker, watching from courtside, never pulled off. She ripped down 15-plus rebounds for a 4th straight game, stamped a 24-16-7 stat line onto the box score, and single-handedly bent history in real time. Record-breaking night in Hollywood. Crypto.com Arena was loud long before the final horn, but when Reese sealed her 16th board midway through the 4th quarter, the roar shifted from ordinary cheers to the deep-chested.
Problem is, the words from jealous WNBA players do not match up with their actions. They say one thing, and then they go and do another. And I'm starting to wonder if that same jealousy, that same resentment, I'm starting to wonder if it's building towards Angel Reese.
17 and 5, and you may be saying to yourself, well, how many of those 17 rebounds a game are me bounds? Is she just standing there rebounding all of her own misses and padding her stats? Only 6 me bounds in the last 4 games. So even if we discount the me bounds, she's averaging 16 boards a game over her last 4 games, and she became the first player in WNBA history to put together 4 straight 15-plus rebound games.
We just saw a milestone. Boom, that rattles rafters. The 22-year-old forward had already barged into the sky's all-time top, 10 rebounders, yet this moment was different. It carved her name onto a league-wide pedestal all her own. No WNBA player had ever stacked 4 consecutive 15-rebound outings. Leslie hadn't done it. Parker hadn't done it. Not even Tina Thompson in her prime. Chicago still needed buckets, and Reese obliged. Soft jump hook through traffic, a baseline fade, then the and one that shoved the Sky ahead 85-74 with 2:32 left.
The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths. The deception of deceptions. La mentira de las mentiras for those who prefer Espanol. Or as fake gangster Ja Morant would say, the cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
The scoreboard would freeze at 92-85, but numbers alone missed the texture. Reese's relentless pursuit, the way she tapped missed threes to herself like she had an extra arm, the sly grin that flashed each time Sparks forwards realized they'd been outmuscled again. Yet the real goosebump came seconds later, when the in-arena camera panned to Leslie and Parker shaking their heads in appreciative disbelief.
We came into the season, the media tried to put Angel Reese amongst the best players again, and then she promptly went out and stunk it up. All right, and stunk it up. Now, she's had a couple of good games as of late, but every time she has a good game, she has a horrific game. And her field goal percentage is down this year. And imagine I just said that. Her field goal percentage has dropped this year versus last year. That's right, she's a worse shooter.
2 generations of interior royalty had just welcomed a new member. But records weren't the only ghosts walking the corridors this night. Legends in the building. Halftime turned the hardwood into a shrine. Candace Parker, wearing a tailored cream suit and a grin that flickered between pride and disbelief, watched her number 3 rise beside the jerseys of Leslie and Penny Toller. Los Angeles became home, she told 13,523 fans, voice cracking as the banner kissed the rafters. Lisa Leslie offered a short toast. Candace changed what a Sparks forward could be. Cameras caught Reese nodding on the bench, soaking in the lineage she'd just joined by box score coincidence. The ceremony's warmth seeped into the stands, NBA stars on Celebrity Row, Parker's kids in matching lavender outfits, Magic Johnson tweeting out real-time emojis. But beneath the nostalgia, a modern anxiety buzzed through Sparks coaches. Another night, another lead let slip. LA entered the locker room down 12, shot 31%, and still hadn't answered the question haunting them since Parker's exit. Who are we without her? The celebration masked a brewing identity crisis, the Candace Curse, and a franchise searching for soul.
They both impact the game. My teammates are saying Caitlin Clark moves the needle on basketball, right? Versus Angel, who moves the needle on viewership, on interest, on engagement. No one can deny that because she's on McDonald's bags, because she has her own podcast, because she's at the Met Gala, because she's transcending the sport and she's showing girls femininity. My sister don't play basketball, no Angel Reese. My sister don't play basketball, she knows Caitlin Clark too.
Would Angel Reese be on a McDonald's bag if she was not a champion averaging a double-double?
Nah, bro, you know what, I'm gonna get up because I don't know.
So you're saying Angel Reese.
Local columnists now float the phrase Candace Curse with uncomfortable regularity, a wink at the fact LA hasn't won a playoff series since Parker left. Sunday's stumble dropped the Sparks to 5-12, their third loss to Chicago in the past 8 days and the 10th defeat in their last 13 meetings. Coach Lynne Roberts didn't sugarcoat. There's no magic formula. Either you learn or you make excuses. Reese's avalanche merely exposed what LA fans already feared. Grit and hustle can't outpace a chronic finishing problem. Locker room voices echoed it. We have to put all 40 minutes together, said Emma Cannon. Dearica Hamby, fresh off a 20-10 double-double, added, if I play with this edge every night, we'll be okay if we close. Across the hallway, Sky players unwrapped protein bars and laughed. Chicago had just left LA in the power rankings despite identical win totals, a reminder that momentum is measured in vibes as much as standings. And in that swirl of triumph and doubt, Reese revealed how she turned herself into a rebound queen, building a board-gobbling phenomenon.
For those that don't know, the WNBA released their All-Star starters for the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game hosted in Indiana this year. And baby, I'm not gonna lie, a few people don't deserve to be on here. So just to give you guys context with it, when the first returns came back on the fan voting and I saw that Skylar Diggins was ranked 24th, I was sick. Sick to my stomach because Skylar Diggins has been playing as the best point guard in the league to start out this year. It's no way she should have been ranked at the 24th spot. This is a player that is currently averaging 18 points per game, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting 46% from the floor.
Reese spent her offseason weaponizing weaknesses. Film sessions focused on missed layups. Weight room logs tracked every ankle flex drill and core stability set. First 8 games, I couldn't finish, she admitted. So, I made the rim my best friend. The results scream from the trends. Over the past 4 outings, she's averaging 17.5 boards, 17.3 points, and 4.8 assists, numbers that warp fantasy rankings. The Sky staff jokes that she practices tip-outs the way shooters rep free throws, hundreds a day until second nature. Scouts now slip her name into the same breath as Sylvia Fowles when talking motor and footwork, an absurd comparison this early, and yet, box scores argue otherwise. Reese even cracked Player of the Week honors on July 1st, a first for a Chicago forward since Kalia Koppa's 2022 run. But every great story needs a foil, and this one wears number 22 in Indiana. Rivalry reloaded. Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Television execs salivate whenever Reese and Caitlin Clark share a court. Their May 17th clash delivered the highest regular season WNBA rating in 25 years, per Reuters, and even Forbes framed the matchup as a collision of fandoms laced with racial undertones. On court, their battles tilt between pure hoop artistry and meme generator. Clark raining logo threes, Reese flexing after an and one, social feeds exploding with think pieces about villains and darlings. When Clark missed the latest Sparks game due to a groin tweak, Reese's highlights carried the narrative alone, yet the crowd still chanted, "We want Caitlyn," evidence the league's hottest rivalry sells tickets even when one participant is miles away on injured reserve. For her part, Reese plays into it with signature smirks and subtle Instagram captions. "Keep doubting, I'll keep rebounding." Clark, ever the Midwestern straight shooter, counters with polite shade in pressers. The league may not have scripted it, but it certainly isn't complaining. Then Kelsey Plum threw gasoline on the fire. Kelsey Plum's viral flashpoint. Mid-third quarter, a courtside fan flaunted an Indiana Fever tee. Plum, already cooking with 22 points, tossed the spectator a Sparks shirt and chirped, "Do better." The exchange hit TikTok within minutes. Debates about class, trash talk, and marketing genius trended for 48 hours.
I was going to ask your take on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Oh, Lord.
She put her hands on the desk. Lord, give me strength.
It's a really nuanced situation. I think that Caitlyn brings out this real, like, how do I say this and not get canceled? She brings out this energy from people that she needs to be protected. Has gotten way out of control. Yeah. Angel is a great player. Caitlyn is also a great player. They're not the same type of player, and they're starting their careers.
Yeah.
Angel really upset people with how she taunted Caitlyn after the championship, as she should. And if a man did it, we wouldn't have even talked.
Plum's moment captures the new WNBA theater: personality, proximity, social speed. Analysts debated whether the stunt distracted from LA's closing problems. Brand managers noted jersey swaps equal viral impressions. The Sparks lost anyway, yet Plum's antics made morning television, proving once again that in 2025, eyeballs sometimes outrank box scores. Meanwhile, Reese's off-court empire was quietly printing money. Brand billionaire in the making. Angel Reese's nickname, Bayou Barbie, now adorns Reebok storefronts from Chicago to Seoul. Her Spring/Summer 25 capsule, Coral Pink Chignosis, and Angel Aura tees sold out in 60 minutes, exceeding internal projections by 43%. Reebok execs whisper that a signature sneaker is penciled for holiday release, which would make Reese one of only 6 active WNBA players with her own shoe. Vogue gave her a winter cover shoot. CFDA put her in the front row. She vows to walk a Paris runway before 30, channeling those childhood afternoons spent imitating America's next top model. Contrast Parker's early career endorsement landscape, Gatorade commercials, and Adidas billboards, with Reese's digital-first hustle, TikTok behind the scenes, Twitter clapbacks, YouTube vlog reveals. Same franchise, different era. And yet, as Parker's banner rose, Reese's smile hinted that legacy and commerce can coexist.
WNBA All-Star starters were released and people are pissed. This is how votes were cast. 50% was fan vote, 25% was media, and the remaining 25% was current players. One person that was not one of the 10 starters selected, Angel Reese. Now, Angel was actually 5th among frontcourt players in the fan voting, but she didn't even rank inside the top 10 in current player or media voting. The top vote getter was unsurprisingly Caitlin Clark with over 1.2.
But before sneaker drops and runway dreams, there's the matter of a playoff chase. What happens next? The Sky sit 10th in the standings at 5-11. The Sparks, 12th at 5-12. One win separates hope from panic. Chicago flies to Minnesota next, where a surging Lynx defense will test Reese's footwork. Los Angeles heads east to face the Liberty juggernaut under Brooklyn's neon glare. Camila Cardoso could rejoin Chicago after Brazil's Ameri Cup run, slotting beside Reese to forge a frontcourt Twin Tower nightmare. League schedulers have already circled the July 20th Sky Fever rematch in red ink, marketing copy practically writing itself. Reese versus Clark 4, settling the score. And if Angel Reese keeps bending history at this rate, the next chapter might upend the entire WNBA hierarchy. Records fall, rivalries explode, brands bloom, and all of it begins with one relentless rebound that refuses to surrender to gravity. So grab a seat now. The Dynasty's opening credits are still rolling.